What's up, man? What's good with you? You're traveling with the world's greatest traveler, going 90 miles to nowhere. What's good? Urban Myers to be the coach. What's up, Lex? Uh, I see it differently. A lot of people see it, their own ways. They've had the all-time worst defense since the 80s. Since the 1950s. Probably in history, because back then they were only playing like 14 games a year. So they're probably worse. They've already, we're 7 games in. We're in week 7. They're already the worst we've probably ever seen. But it's not their worst because they're just that bad. A lot of it is effort. They're not even giving an effort. It looks really pathetic out there. To be honest, that's what it looks like. It looks really pathetic. Now, let's look at it in totality. Dallas Cowboy fans are already saying he should have been fired a long time ago. Don't forget to hit the like button, man. I appreciate it. All of everybody who's here, they should already know, hit the like button, but you might be new here. So if you are, just subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell so people at least know that you're real. Now, all the Cowboy fans who are saying he should be fired right now and shouldn't be allowed to finish the season. I think Stephen A. Smith even said the same words. I don't even think Mike McCarthy should be allowed to finish the season. This is pathetic. Max Kellerman. This is pathetic. Don't look at me, because I always told you what the Cowboys was. Oh, Max. No, Max. Max, let's be serious. It's not lack of talent. Pretty soon, it's about personality. It's about who you are as a player. It's about heart and effort. A lot of the plays that are breaking out to big yardage is because guys are not giving a damn. The first touchdown of the game, when it was 2-0, that touchdown run, lack of effort. Jerry Jones is the problem, of course, but Jerry's not going to fire himself. But he needs to hire a general manager instead of his son. They don't understand football. They think they do, but they really don't. And the people that do know better, the scouts that do know what they're talking about, they don't listen to them. They listen to what they want. And this is why they've been the laughingstock and the most underachieving team in the NFL in the past 25 years. More than that, actually. But let's just say 25 years. Now, before everybody get all ahead of themselves, Mike McCarthy did not bring a lot of these players here. Let's just say that right now. So it's not like Mike McCarthy really loaded this team up with draft picks that they provided for him and players and personnel that is provided for him. You still have a defensive coordinator who was there that he did not choose. You still have other players, some people on the team that, probably shouldn't be there. This is the first season. I don't know, maybe the expectations was too high for Cowboy fans. I don't know why. But you have to look at it from this standpoint. Mike McCarthy, when he came into this team, when he came into the Green Bay Packers, they didn't walk in and win a Super Bowl. He walked into an already team. He inherited that team. And he went from there. Okay? So when you inherit a team, and all of its characteristics, can we really blame Mike McCarthy? Cowboys have been generationally disappointing for the over 20 years. Can't blame Mike McCarthy for that. It starts from the front office. You guys got Jalen Smith, who haven't played football in 5 years. You guys got Lawrence, who you overpaid. You guys got a lot of players on the team who were either cut, nobody else wanted to pick up on their roster, and you guys picked them up. There was reasons guys didn't want them on the team. You guys got Amari Cooper. Great, excellent route runner. But there was a reason Oakland let him go and wouldn't pay him. Y'all decided to overpay for Amari Cooper, to keep him because you didn't want him to become a Redskin. What would it done for Washington? Really? Should have let him go. You would have had more money to get the players that you really need to have on the team. So this is a front office decision as to why the Cowboys are where they are. You put a lot of spare used parts together and threw them on the field and said, okay, they had a name back in the day. They made a play 2 years ago. They're ready. They're not ready. With a first-time head coach, these guys have got to learn new systems, new plays, new way of doing things. And people who have, been there. Like Dak has only been there, what, 4 years? So he's used to one system. Now he's got to learn a whole new system, whole new way they're going to run things. And now all the weight's on Dak, on Zeke. Zeke does not know how to run block. Everybody knows that in the NFL. If you're a defensive coordinator, you know to attack Zeke when you're doing a blitz. Because one, you got a quarterback who isn't mobile in the red rocket or the red rifle. He's not that mobile of a quarterback out of the pocket. They can rush him out, but he's not really that mobile. So if you get him to move his feet, he's going to throw a pick. That's the Andy Dalton career. Get his feet moving. Lawrence has been a disappointment since he got the money. But I don't blame them for signing Lawrence, because at the time, Lawrence was the guy who looked like he was unreal. He was second beyond this nature. I don't know where he came from, what planet, but he was incredible. Yep. But I want to know something. From all the Dallas Cowboy fans out there, where's Cowboys Nation today? How y'all feeling out there? Cowboys Nation. Cowboys fans are running. You're right. I don't think Aldon Smith has recovered from that. But I want to know, are there any Cowboy fans here at all? Oh, there's one. Corrupt One says he's there. I just got kicked out of my own live. Don't know why. But I'm with it. I'm game. I'm still here. Okay, since we got Cowboys fans here, all right, Cowboys Nation pretending like they're here. They're still riding. Now, all of you guys think McCarthy should be fired in the first season, right? You guys think McCarthy should be fired, right? And for those who are watching the video, we're watching the live stream and we're talking to the actual Cowboys fans here. Okay, we got 2 no, we got 2 yeses. Titus Kirkland says no. Yep, 2 yeses and 2 no's so far. Never wanted him here. I wanted Lincoln Riley or Urban Meyer. Never should have been the coach in the first place. No, Nolan should be fired. Well, here's the thing. He's done, See, here's the thing. Because you guys are Cowboy fans, you should know this. When Jimmy Johnson came over after they fired their only coach, and Tom Landry, the great Tom Landry, Jerry bought the team. And he brought Jimmy Johnson in as the football coach of the Dallas Cowboys. In his first season, what was their record? How many games did the Cowboys win when they brought in Jimmy Johnson? Cowboys fans should know this. Mr. Sledge just told you, because I think I said it to him in the thing, 3-13. Oh, Derek, no. John already said it and everybody else. One game. They were 1-15. I am not a Cowboy fan, and I know that. They were 1-15. You still want to fire Mike McCarthy after one season? They were 1-15. The second year, they were 7-9, I believe. 7-9. Much better than the 1-15 season. Do you know at the end of that 1-15 season, they were actually playing better and they were playing hard. All the guys were diving for balls. They wanted to win. They were in those games. They weren't getting blown out no more. Troy was starting to figure out the league. He was young. Second year, they got some confidence. They was 7-9. They were no longer, okay, this is a team that we could just beat up on. The second year, third year, they were 11-5. They were prominent. They lost to Detroit with the Herman Moore catch. That's the year I thought Barry was going to get him a Super Bowl. And they lost to the damn Redskins, pissed me off. Mike Utley. They were dedicating it to Mike Utley. Wayne Fonts. I'm not forgetting about the trades. The trades had to happen because they did deals. They did deals to become the team that they were. Nobody's stupid enough to do a Herschel Walker trade anymore. Nobody's stupid to give the Cowboys that many draft picks for one washed up player. Minnesota was the dumbest team and general manager in history who made that deal. That was the only reason they got success. If not, the Cowboys they'll be 35 years with no championship. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Is McCarthy a coach you will play hard for? Yeah, if you want to win. ESPN, no, I actually watched the games. I actually remember the games. I don't know what ESPN said because I don't really watch it at all. Period. I saw Undisputed today. That was about it. But I was saying this before the last game took place. It's already ugly. They offensively, they used to come back when they had Dak offensively, but now you see they got to pay Dak. When Dak got hurt, the Dallas Cowboys, I said it immediately. I said, well, they need to be looking for a quarterback. Oh, no, they got Dalton. I said, well, what happens if Dalton gets hit? This guy haven't played in I don't know how long. Y'all can't protect anybody. He'll be a sitting duck. Next thing you know, he gets hurt. You don't have any veterans back there? Who are they going to do? Call up Steve Berline or somebody and get him out there? Y'all need to be scouting for a quarterback. Dak's out. So you guys need a quarterback. Did Dallas go and looking for a quarterback? Did they go look for a veteran quarterback at all? Did they try to make a deal for a veteran quarterback at all? Nope. Meanwhile, Tennessee, they show you how to run a team. They bench Mariota, said, okay, we gave you the opportunity, Mariota. You're not getting the job done. We're going with Tannehill. And they never looked back. The Bears got Mitch Trubisky. They got Foles. The Cowboys could have had Nick Foles. They wanted Andy Dalton. Now, the Cowboys today, this morning, guess what they're looking for? A quarterback. So if I, Carcino, the armchair quarterback who's sitting at home, knows what the Cowboys should be doing and they're not doing it, and then they do it 3 weeks later, what's that telling you? There's no leadership in the front office. They don't know what they're doing. And this is why. They got CeeDee Lamb. And Lamb, I think, will be a great wide receiver. But is Lamb what you really needed? Or did you need somebody on the defense that was going to make a difference? Did you need a safety that was going to make a difference in the league immediately? An instant impact player. Now, you already got, 3 receiving core anyway. Dak's already leading in passing yards, and he ain't even playing. That's how far ahead of the field he was. Nope. I don't want to hear it. Y'all was high and mighty when you got Cam. I want to hear Nick Rome talk now. I got to go see if I can replay his show. He was the main one bragging after 2 games how Brady couldn't do nothing with all the weapons he had, and how Cam Newton was doing so great and awesome in New England with the same weapons Brady had. Oh, he loving that. I bet he ain't singing that song today. Oh, Cam Newton's not even close. Well, when you talk about precision passing, and doing all those things, you're going to need, hey, how you doing? So you're going to need all of these different aspects to the situation. You're going to need COVID got Cam. That could be true, but Cam didn't have any symptoms. He just failed the test. So once he passed, he didn't really lose anything. And from his gameplay, that's not what's happening. They're actually facing tougher defenses. Plus, their receiving core, they're not the same. Julian Edelman has dropped I don't know how many balls this season. Cam should have way more yards. The problem isn't Cam. The problem is their receiving core. They don't get enough separation. Guys are not getting open. The routes they're running are very remedial. Cam is not Tom Brady. He don't have 3-4 read options. He locks in on one player, and that's normally the guy he's going to on the play. Or he's going to take off and run. He don't know how to do 2-3 reads. He's not going to drop the ball in spots. It's not going to happen. So they have to change their sets that they're going to run. And when they run their offensive sets, they normally burst offense or like 4 receivers out to spread and make lanes for him to run. So if you're a running back, this is really not going to suit you too well. Oh, so. Okay. One for mom. So he was there. He told Coach Landry. He said, Coach, what was that? The offensive coordinator? Not Landry. What am I talking about? He told them something on the 49ers. The 49ers was blitzing in like patterns. They go from one side and they switch and go to another side and blitz. And they blitz from another side. That's all you kept saying was blitz, blitz, blitz. And they were coming from different angles. And he couldn't understand because the 49ers knew they let some games go because of the quarterback was being out. And defensively, they were just getting whooped. So I was watching the game and I told Chris, Chris, look, I don't need to have any problems in my fantasy football next season. I know next season's going to be a lot different for my fantasy football. Because no New England Patriot should be on my team. Well, Coach Belichick is taking his lumps. Only because Coach Belichick definitely told he told the rest of the team that was there to just play with what you got. And the NFL has seen the Patriots do it. They've won enough. So they're going to have to start rebuilding now. Well, the Bears are doing the right thing for the first time in their life. The Bears have squandered I don't know how many great defenses. The Carolina Panthers are further along than New England Patriots. And that's just the truth. What the Bears did was squander years of having a great defense, because you only have a great defense for only about 4 or 5 years, if that, if you're lucky. Then free agency, injuries are going to come into play, and that player, that team is never going to be the same again. Oh yeah, they were looking at me all mad because I went and stocked up on my Lysol. See, I get supplies around where I live. Where I'm from, we got supplies. They talking about one per person. I'm like, maybe for you. I'm getting 2, and I ain't coming back. I ain't finna be sitting here fighting with the rest of y'all for some supplies. No way. The Bears made the switch because this has been happening all of their career. They have an inept quarterback, and they know they have a quarterback problem and won't address it. And meanwhile, the defense is putting up great numbers and holding teams to like 10 points, 13 points, and they're losing like 13-6. And it's terrible. And they let so many good years go by when they had Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher that they could have been back in the Super Bowl 2-3 years. Easy. No, I'm going to tell you the Bears' best quarterbacks. Since Jim McMahon, Eric Kramer, and Jay Cutler. That's been it. Jim Miller had a hot one season. He came in and played. But Jim Miller wasn't the answer. He couldn't stop eating. Big Jim. Jim McMahon was never trash. Never trash. Let's get that assessed right now. Jim McMahon was anything but trash. The first transcendent quarterback the Bears ever had, the punky QB. Do you realize the Bears was second in offense when they were in 85? When they were the #1 defense in the NFL? Second in offense. So what are you talking about, Mr. Sledge? Okay, now I know you nuts. Do you realize that when Jim McMahon left, he went to the Chargers and he played as a backup? The starter got hurt and he came in and led the team his first time getting in the game. He comes in there and lead them to a come-from-behind victory. Then Buddy Ryan picked him up and brought him on to the Philadelphia Eagles. And he was a backup to Randall Cunningham. And then the Eagles are getting beat in the playoffs. He pulls Randall Cunningham and puts in who? Jim McMahon, who was winning games for them in the regular season when Cunningham got hurt. Which got him a deal with the Minnesota Vikings where he had the shield on, and they called him the Mass Marvel. He revitalized his career and put up all type of numbers bigger than almost what he had with the Bears in 85. You don't remember that? He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Mass Marvel, BYU quarterback, the best play action passer the NFL has ever seen probably was Jim McMahon. I cannot believe you said that about Jimmy Mack. and calling yourself a Bears fan. So if we're going to use championships to define great quarterbacks, then what about Dan Marino? I guess Dan don't even count. Since we're going to do that, I guess Jim Kelly, we could throw Jim Kelly and all their numbers out. Shame on you. Before the Bulls are back, championship Bulls. Championship Bulls. Ooh, buddy, you better go look in that trophy case and marvel at it, because that's it, buddy. Unless a new Michael Jordan walk into their doors by accident. Don't get used to that. He didn't belong in the league. Okay, if he didn't belong in the league, who you think won the Super Bowl? I mean, how do we get to the Super Bowl? We don't have a quarterback. Why do you think the Bears only won one Super Bowl? '46 defense. They had the '46 defense the very next year. What happened? Why didn't they go to the Super Bowl? Did they go to the Super Bowl? No. Why? The '46 was still there. '46 was still tough. Why they didn't go? Because they had to play the season with Steve Fuller. Charles Martin grabbed McMahon and threw him down on his passing shoulder and separated his shoulder, and he was out for the season. This is way before Flutie. Nobody was beating the Giants. We would have smashed the Giants. We played the Giants in the playoffs in '85. And y'all got crushed. Y'all would have got crushed right then and there if we'd have had Jim McMahon. If Jim McMahon was there, you would have lost. They didn't have a passer all the way from '85 into '89. By that time, they couldn't beat the 49ers. We'll get to the championship to play against the 49ers and lose. Joe Montana and the West Coast offense was too much. '6 defense had to be modified. The defense was playing enough to get guys off the field, but the offense couldn't move the ball. Don't forget to hit the like button. Do they talk about Doug Williams? All I hear about when they talk about Doug is when they talk about another black quarterback. That's it. That's the only time Doug's name is mentioned. Other than that, I don't hear anybody mentioning Doug. They don't realize that Doug Williams' Super Bowl performance at that time was probably one of the greatest performances by a quarterback, and like for domination in Super Bowl history. So not only he wasn't just a black quarterback out there, he was actually playing well. He just didn't show up. But that never gets talked about. The only thing that stopped Doug Williams was injuries. He got injured. So he was never the same when he came back. So it wasn't like Doug forgot how to play the quarterback position. He just got injured. A lot hinges on what a person can do to handle the pressures. Mike McCarthy being in Dallas is not like being in Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay is about as big as my doggone living room. That's how small Green Bay is. Lambeau Field is the biggest thing in Green Bay. That's it. Like, they really just process cheese, and that's it. It is not Lambeau, or whatever that is. Forget that. It is the last team in the NFL that is owned by the people. The people from the Green Bay Packing Company who have shares into the Green Bay Packers. They're the last team in the NFL like that. All the teams in the NFL used to be named after packing companies or steel mills. Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, you had you had the Green Bay Packing Company. That's why they're the Packers. So the Green Bay Packing Company, just like the Steelers, they all eventually had to sell out and they bought up all the shares. But in Green Bay, that didn't happen. Well, Mike McCarthy that's what I'm saying. He never had to deal with this type of pressure. Like when Jimmy Johnson walked into Dallas when he was 1-15, they didn't have any pressure of Dallas. Dallas was sucking anyway. So them being 1-15 was like, okay, it is what it is. But Dallas was sucking it up anyway. You know, so it wasn't like it turned the knob. Well, what Dallas did was market the fact of the history of the Dallas Cowboys, and they're the star, and Jerry marketed it well. So they're one of the biggest marketed teams in football, but not the most winningest team in football anymore. So the one year, they'll have one miracle year where it started to come together, and then it goes down. They're in a very pathetic division. Like, no one's from this division. Like, the Eagles should have never won the Super Bowl that year with that team. With Carson Wentz in there, there's no way they would have even made it to the Super Bowl with Wentz. But Foles was able to give them some stability and he came in like one game before the playoffs. So people didn't really have a lot of time to scout Foles. They knew he was a backup. They remember his old games, but they really didn't have too much to go on. So they were able to sneak a Super Bowl that way. Well, that's the thing. Mike McCarthy took over a team that was already assembled in Green Bay, and he's doing it here in Dallas. Now, Mike McCarthy is good for the offense, actually. He's a very good offensive, when it's time to design plays and personnel for the offense, he's normally been pretty well. He's been pretty good at adding pieces. But I don't think he's had, Dallas, the way they're strapped right now, he doesn't have the control. That belongs to Jerry and Jerry Jr. and all that. The Jerrys. They're doing all that. And his job is just to coach. I'm quite sure he gives his insight on who they should get and what players should be moved here or there. But they got a bunch of spare parts. And when you get a bunch of spare parts and put them back in the car, they're not going to run the same. So I don't think we really got a chance to see what Mike McCarthy could do. It's just that we're in a different age and era now. It's the social media area where this would have been forgotten about after Monday to the next game. Nobody would have thought about it. Now everybody's on social media. Everybody knows what needs to be done. And the person should be fired immediately. So I have no idea why certain situations keep happening like that, as far as going in the in a pattern that they're going in. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you start over with a new coach and you're trying to get a whole new, fresh environment, you might want to change everything about what you're doing. You might want to change the whole system of this is how it's supposed to go. Other than that, what are you doing? If you're not going to change what they call the religion of the team, you're not going to hold on to what you used to have. You're going to probably want to get in and get out of there. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. You don't want to actually harbor any of that stuff or hold on to it for as long as everybody else is. You don't want to get in and get out of there. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Now you got all of these different situations where the coach knows best. Coach knows best. We got to get him out of there. We're not learning anything. They don't know how to teach us. Loser mentality. Most of it, if you're watching it, if you watch the Cowboys games, I don't know if you guys have seen them, it's effort. These guys are not really giving a damn effort. That's how bad it is. The effort is just not there. And when you see a team not really trying on plays, and I mean, it's not like they're giving up because it's the third quarter. It's the first quarter, and they're giving up. They're giving up 20-yard runs because they're not filling the gaps. Nobody's upset that something's going wrong. They just going through the motion, getting their check. You know, I would shake things up. I would bench somebody right away. I cut some people and be like, look, there's some guys who starving to get in the league. That's gonna give me some hard and effort. So why am I paying you? Because you made a play back in 2017? Sorry. We can do this without you. Nah, you don't get rid of no coach in 1 year. You just brought him in. You ain't seen what he could do. So, like I said, if they'd have got rid of Jimmy Johnson after going 1-15, where would the Cowboys be? Y'all was talking the same noise when Jimmy came in. Then Jimmy left after winning 2 Super Bowls. He left for 3 years. He came back and coached the Dolphins. And let me tell you right now, the Miami Dolphins never had a losing season with Jimmy Johnson. Never had a losing season with Jimmy Johnson. Let that sink in. The Miami Dolphins. So don't tell me Jimmy don't know how to recruit a team. Jimmy know how to put a team together. Now, what Jimmy didn't have was a consistent quarterback. But he was still able to get 9-7 records and winning seasons. They won 10 games with Jimmy in Miami. So Jimmy knew what he was doing. Don't blame Jimmy. Jimmy knew exactly what he was doing when he was doing it. So that was that. All right. I'm going to get out of here. You know the Cash App is Carceno. Carceno. So I'm done.